Hello, everybody. My name is ShortyGeorge. I'm a caster from LCL, and this is another issue of ShortyView. It's going to be done entirely in English because of our special guest here. He's the mean support machine from OBG. His name is Andreas, and you also know him as Adept. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Coolio. So you have kind of an interesting history in terms of esports career. I heard that you were quite a promising mid laner, and then you decided to swap roles for support. That's not something that happens very often. Can you explain your decision?
It's actually something that I thought about for a long time. Even back in 2018, when I just started into the competitive scene as a mid laner, I thought about even swapping like roles to support back then. But like the team I was on back then needed a mid laner more than a support, so I decided to stay as a mid laner. And then from there, like I had a pretty good split, and then I got more offers as mid, and then more and more. And then, but finally, after I was in SK, I had the worst split of my life. So that's when I just decided, all right, it's like now or never that I'm swapping. So I just decided to role swap.
And why was it exactly support? Because I've seen mid laners swap to jungle. I've seen mid laners swap to top lane. Yeah. Supports were, I think, the rarest of them all.
I think because I've had a lot of accounts on top lane, AD carry. Like I've basically gotten every role to Grandmaster except jungle, I think. And I think support role just fits me better because I was always like I wanted to be the guy who like goes in right and plays like can be like the engager or like the game changer in a crucial moment, I guess. And so from mid lane it's kind of you need to be more like reliable, right? You're just farming up. It's a kind of slow game. You're playing Orianna, you're farming for 30 minutes, then you just do consistent DPS. But support, you can be like more crazy, right? You can go for like unexpected flanks and go for stuff like this. So it appealed to me the most, so that's why I role swapped to support. Okay,
cool. Yeah, I've seen your crazy engages from time to time. Oh. I remember the game against Rocks when you were the one engaging and the team didn't want to engage. Yeah. But okay, yeah, it happens. Okay, so you joined the OBG last split. You've had quite consistent results in terms of the regular split, and then the playoffs went poorly, right? Yeah. I've talked to Creox already, and he said that you had a very bad week of preparation before the semifinals, and that explains the result. So, what's your opinion on the regular split of summer season, and how are you going to go into the not the semifinals, but the first round of playoffs, since you are facing the same opponent, the crowd?
Yeah, I mean, I think the two splits are kind of comparable, like because we finished first last split, but in this split we were en route to finish first, but then we lost 2 games randomly in the last week. But I think for me at least, I haven't really focused too much on the regular split this season. Like I don't count the wins as like anything special, even if we win against UL or whatever, because I know the only thing that matters is playoffs, right? Yeah. So I've been kind of mentally preparing for that instead. And I think that the reason why we lost, I think the first game of the last series against Krakow in spring, like the first game was really important and we lost it. And then, I don't know, it felt like they had momentum for the rest of the series. And I've just kind of, I don't know, I think I can only speak for myself, right? But I feel like I'm more mentally like prepared and strong for like a 5-game series, considering that was the first time I've actually played a 5-game series as well. So I think this time will be a lot different, and I feel like we've figured them out better as well in terms of draft and how they play.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I can say that it's safe to assume that they figured you out better too, because they've been playing against you as well. Yep. But as last split, in terms of best of 1, you are 2-0 versus Crowd, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. I think I'm correct. So what happened in those last games of the regular split? Because it felt like it didn't feel like you just didn't care about those games. You put up a fight, but you lost to Vegas Squadron and to Black Star Gaming, and the Black Star Gaming is actually 2-0 against you. What's the secret of the young players?
Yeah, honestly, I have to ask them. I don't know what they're drinking or whatever, but I think I really don't know, because I don't have anything to blame, like, oh, we didn't take it seriously or something, because we obviously did. I don't know what happened in these games. Against Blackstar, we were up like 7k and we managed to lose the game, which is crazy. And then against Vega, we had a plan to shut down enemy jungler after we took his flash, and that plan just backfired because we were off by like 5 seconds on some timings, like catching him in jungle. And then this led to me being like 1 level down almost the entire game on enemy support, and we had like a bot-centric draft, so we couldn't really play for bot lane then, which just, yeah. And then Randall got like 3 kills on mid, and the game was just very hard to play. But I don't really have an answer as to what happened. Like we just played bad. I think that's it.
Okay, but I think every fan that supports your team is not that concerned with the lack of the first place in the regular split, but they want to be sure that you recovered from those losses, because, well, to be fair, like even though you lost to Blackstar Gaming in the first round, everybody was thinking that it was a fluke. Like sometimes weaker teams win. It's a best of one. It's random. Okay, well, hopefully it is the case, and you are in the best shape of your life, and you can go into playoffs very strong. Okay, so tell me how do you like? How would you evaluate the overall experience? Playing with OBG, working with ATR and Smile as the coaching staff, and playing with Russian players such as Swolf and Kreox, and also give me your overall. Actually, no. Let's start with the experience with the team, and then I'll ask the next question. Go.
Okay. I think this is probably the best team synergy I've ever had. Like, everyone in the team is really chill, and like everyone is open to talk about anything, and there's nothing like, I feel like everyone is just comfortable enough to talk with anyone about like basically anything, right? And in a lot of teams, it's like people have these like hidden grudges against each other that they don't want to take up a problem because they kind of secretly like not hate each other, but they're not really good friends. And I think in this team, everyone is like good friends. So if someone fucks up or something, like, we're just open about it and no one takes it the wrong way, I think, which is really, really, really nice. And I think the coaching staff as well. I think ATR is a really good coach, and I think Smile also, like, he's also a good, like, analyst. But yeah, I think this is like, in terms of team synergy and stuff like this is like the best team I've ever been on.
Okay, that's really cool. I mean, mostly it means that you can enjoy the process, right? Of working together, like getting better together. That's really cool. And I had the same impression when I was talking to Creo, because he said that the amount of private jokes that were born in your like little community is exceeding all expectations. Yeah. That's cool. So the next question that I wanted to ask was about your overall experience of the LCL, since you played in the regionals, I mean the European regional leagues, the ERL before, and this is the first like wild card league, right, that you ever played in. So what do you think about it? What do you think about the competition, about the quality of players that we have here, or maybe just in general, like the schedule, I don't know. anything. Yeah. What do you think about the LCL?
I think in terms of like the format and it's not really much different. I think like skill level compared to ERLs is a bit different, like, but not really, like the top teams are better, like UL, and when Gambit was in the league, now they're out obviously. It was like everyone else was kind of bad, but then those two teams were like such a jump up that I don't know, it just was a bit weird, like they were like so good and then everyone else was so bad. But I think now it's more even, like when I think UL is still the favorite, right? But I'm not sure if I don't know if we got better or whatever, but I feel like everyone is kind of even. I feel like they're slight favorites, but then in like everything else is just up in air. I feel like that's and then it's just like playing League of Legends, right? It doesn't matter if I'm in a wildcard region or in ERL. This is what I do all day. I just sit my PC, play computers, and so nothing really different.
Okay, but in terms of every sportsman needs a sort of challenge, right, to keep his motivation going. In terms of like you personally, can you say that LCL is challenging enough for you to keep the interest going?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think, the biggest thing is playoffs, right? Like this has been my goal. I mean, since the last split when we lost, bro, I've had nightmares about this so many times. Like, so I really wanted to make sure that, like, that's my goal this split, to get to like win the split and also do very well in playoffs. Like win. I mean, of course, winning grand final is like the highest goal, but I think that's been like my focus for the split. Like I've not really, as I said, like the wins in regular split, of course it feels good to win against like UL or whatever, but I haven't really thought about that too much, because I know that the only thing that really matters, because I know we were going to be top 4, is playoffs and how you perform in playoffs. So that's like been my focus for the entire split.
Okay. Also, by the way, the playoffs format is going to change. It already changed compared to last split. And since you witnessed the more simpler time of just the semis and the finals without the loser bracket, what do you think about the change? Do you like it? Do you think it's better for the teams, for all the contestants?
I think so, yeah. Because, you can have a good team that just plays bad on a bad day and then suddenly they're out. And then I think if you have a loser bracket, you have like more chance to show like how good you are. And if you win against a team, or if you lose against a team, you can show like, and then next week you 3-0. So that's not like really your skill level or whatever. You just had a bad day. So I think it's really nice to have like a loser bracket. Yeah.
Okay, so coming into playoffs, you are starting against Crowd, and how do I put it? What are your expectations against them, and overall, what team do you expect to meet in the finals if you get there, or when you get there?
Yeah, good. I think UL is obviously gonna be in the finals, I think. But for Crowd, it's hard for me to sit here and talk shit about them when we got 3-0 by them last time, right? So I can only say that I hope we are more competitive this time. I mean, I know we will. Like, I feel like I don't know, it feels different this time. Because last time, like, we were kind of surprised when we got into, like, the series, and their drafts was kind of, we had to ban so many picks because it was so, like, we felt it was so broken against us that we didn't think about like before. But now I feel like we've prepared so much better, especially in terms of draft, that we kind of know, and also their playstyle as well. I don't want to give away too much, but I feel like we're way better prepared this time, and I feel way more confident going into the game because I know what I need to do in this game.
Okay, so seems like smooth sailing, right? Winner's bracket and everything.
Yep.
Well, that's cool. And you will have if you win against Crowd, you will have probably the repetition of the grand final, because then you will face in the winner's bracket the final Unicorns of Love. And this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's going to be all. Let's do one like quick jokey question that I usually do to finish the interview. If you can choose 3 things in League of Legends to buff, to nerf, and to delete from the game. It can be a character, it can be an item, it can be a game mechanic, or even a jungle camp. What would you do?
Okay, first ability I would remove is Gwen W. I don't know who the fuck designed. I don't know who designed this ability. It's the most cringe thing I've ever seen. And second item
Good
is
one.
Gale Force. Like I don't know. It's a flash, right? So you can't. And as a support, when you're main engage and you see enemy AD carry like getting caught off, right? And you wanna like engage on him, and he Gale Forces away, and you use your flash or some shit. You just wanna break your PC. And what else? I want to buff Dragon because they're useless. Like it's like almost no point. It's no point in fighting for it unless it's Infernal Soul, and everything else is kind of just useless.
Fair enough. And what would you nerf?
Just nerf jungle completely, right? This role has been broken since the beginning of League of Legends, and everyone knows it. What else? buff early game AD carries, so we can actually fight in lane, and I don't just need to run around the map and fight with jungler all the time. And wait, it was nerfs, right?
Yeah, you said buff. You said
I said okay.
nerf.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
buff AD carry, anyways. Nerf. I don't know what to nerf, honestly. There's like, League has become to such a point that everything is so OP that everything is kind of balanced, you know? Like, you need to nerf everything or don't nerf anything, basically.
Okay, well, fair enough. You know, when everything's OP, it's kind of like nothing's OP, right? Yeah. Okay, it's funny. It's funny that you said nerf the entire jungle because I mean I do those interviews with lots of like roles, you know, and I think every position except for jungle says nerf jungle, and jungle says buff jungle. We can't do anything.
Every jungler is just delusional, man.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell Creox what you said about his role. But okay, okay. So, guys, this was Andreas Adept, the support of OBG. I wish you luck in the playoffs. Did you learn anything in Russian, by the way?
Mostly swear words.
Okay, then I don't want to say that. Yeah. I won't ask you to say it. Thank you, Adept, and yeah, good luck in playoffs.
All right, thank you.